Good morning, everyone. My name is Coach Walt. It's a pleasure having you guys here once more. As we do this, as you all know, we do this every Friday technical analysis for beginners. But before we proceed with today's section, I would like to give honor to whom honor is due to. I would like to acknowledge my mentor and my coach, Coach Mo and Coach Salusi for their great works they've been doing and their impartation. I also like to acknowledge some of our coaches that are also putting effort to ensure that this business scale up to expectation, which are Coach Fahad, Coach Aminu, Dollar Queen, and every other person I can't remember to mention. I really appreciate your effort. And I also want to use this opportunity as a call on responsibility for other members to assume responsibility to see how they can become relevant to this group. Knowing that the only way you make sustainable wealth is through impacting knowledge on people, is through giving people value. That is how you make money. So you might want to start thinking of taking that responsibility also. And whenever an opportunity arises, I want you guys to not to shy away from that opportunity. Take advantage on that opportunity, and the sky is going to be your limit. Welcome everyone once more. Like I said, today is going to be entirely different because we are changing tactics a little bit. The same thing that you know, but just as the market trends changes, so also your strategy should also change. You should be flexible, you should be dynamic. So we are committed to always bringing up new strategies that will not deter what you already know before, but just a little spice to make it very effective. And that is what we have done. And I'm here to teach you guys how to do it properly and more effective. Today, we are going to be talking about, as usual, the two indicator tactics for beginners, the Rqtmi 2 indicator tactics. As you all know before, if you are a first timer here, I don't expect you to understand everything in totality. Just follow up, jot down useful information, and ask your question at the end of the section. We are going to attend to those questions. So pay attention, please. So for those who have been with us, the old members, you know, we have been making use of the RSI. Where's my annotation? We have been making use of these two indicators, RSI and the auto flip retracement. So today, for the very first time, we are going to eradicate this. At the moment, we are not going to be using the RSI. We are going to be using the MACD indicator. That is what we are going to be using, combining the MACD indicator alongside with the auto Fibonacci. In fact, it is even way easier. So just pay attention. I will try as much as possible to break it down in the simplest form that you can understand. Just pay attention, please. So, like you all know, for you to set up your auto Fibonacci, for you to set up your, okay, let me leave this chart alone and let me go to a new chart. This we are going to be doing. I'm coming. Okay, so let's look at previous signals, because right now we cannot actually analyze, because the two entries that we make use of 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. has been exceeded. The next entry we're waiting for is 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. So we are going to be doing back testing as usual. But this time around, I know that some people are still finding it difficult to know how to back test. So now, the rules for those people who are just coming on board, the rules is you stick to the 25 volatile coins. Or if you have the paid trading view where you have the 19, where you have the 98 volatile coins, you can also stick to those 98 volatile coins. But if you are using a trading view that is not paid, stick to the 25 volatile coin and do your analysis. So to do technical analysis, we are going to be using two indicators, the MACD indicator and the auto Fibonacci replacement indicators. So this is what the auto Fibonacci looks like. Auto Fibonacci, for those who are looking for the spelling, auto Fibonacci, this is the spelling of auto Fibonacci. And this is the spelling of MACD. The full meaning of MACD is known as moving average convergence divergence. So please take note of that. The short form is known as the MACD. MACD. So today I will talk about how to use MACD. Then I'll talk about how to use the auto Fibonacci for those who are new on this call. After which, we are going to combine both the MACD and the auto Fibonacci to pick trade effectively. You cannot use only one indicator to pick a trade effectively. You need a combination of two or more indicators, and we are introducing to you today the MACD indicator. So how do you use the MACD indicator? How do you use the MACD indicator? It's very simple. Now, the MACD comprises of, this is the MACD, please. This is the MACD. This is known as the MACD. So the MACD comprises of the MACD line, the signal line, and the zero line. The MACD line, the signal line, and the zero line alongside with the bar chart. That is what the MACD comprises of. So which is the MACD line? This blue line is known as the MACD line. Take note of that, please. You might want to write this down. Why this golden line is known as the signal line. Take note of that, please. Then these are the bars that shows you bullish and bearish trends. So take note of that. So okay, and also we have this green line here. You can use yours as any color. This very green line is known as the zero line. So the combination of the MACD line, the signal line, the zero line, and these bars, the bullish and the bearish bar, makes up the MACD indicator. So how do you use the MACD indicator? You want to use the MACD indicator. Simple rules, just simple rules, please. This is very easy compared to the conditions you are looking for. So we are going to talk about how to use this MACD. Now, I will do a little bit of, now, you want to see from the MACD automation, you were told that whenever you see a coin, you were told that whenever you see a coin, for you to use MACD automation, whenever you see the blue line, that is this blue line, and Okay, let me still do further. Let me do this further. Okay. You were told that whenever you see for those who are using the MACD automation, you were told that whenever you see the MACD line, which is the blue line, and the signal line below the zero line, this is the zero line. So right now, the MACD line and the signal line are already below the zero line. All you need to do is go to your Rqtmi, set up your MACD automation tools and put it on golden cross. So what you are doing now is, at this point, you have seen that this coin has the chances of making a golden cross. So what you want to do is you want to program it and instruct your bot to pick your trade as soon as a golden cross is experienced at this point. So what is the golden cross? The golden cross is the point at which the MACD line meets the signal line. So for those who are using MACD automation, you want to see this. This is what you want to see first before you decide to choose the coin and go pick the coin, program your MACD automation tools. I believe that is what most people are doing here. Now, those using MACD automation, you don't have a time frame you work with. You can do this at any time you want to do it, but there's a condition we told you: don't take more than 2% take profits. Do not take more than 2% take profits. But for technical analysis, if you want to analyze this yourself using the trading view, there are rules you need to obey. There are rules you need to follow. And if you follow those rules the way I'm going to explain it, you are going to get it right. Now, many of you will notice that while using this MACD automation, sometimes once the golden cross is formed and it picks your first $15, for those, especially those of you using $100, it picks your first $15. You find out that it does not buy more margin call in some cases, or in most cases. It just goes up and deliver your 2% instantly, and you make like 0 point something cents. I don't know if you guys experienced it. If you experience it here, I need an acknowledgement by saying yes, please. If you experience this using the MACD automation, I need acknowledgement by saying yes on the chat. Okay, good. Now, we have seen that these are the experiences of people, and because of that, people want to make good profit. In as much as you don't want to see floating loss, in as much as you don't want to stay long in the market, you also want to see good profits. That is why the MACD template came up, where you have to, is the same thing as the former template, but what they only changed was the margin call drop from the first call to the fifth call, 0.1, 0.1. So for those of you using the MACD template 0.1, 0.1, so if they have not reduced this margin call drop to 0.1, 0.1, most of you might not be able to make money. Enough profit. You'll just be making 0 point something cent. But if you are using this template that has from Magic One, especially those people with $100, please. If you are using this template that from the first call to the fifth call has it in it 0.1, then from the sixth call to the seventh call 2.5, you are going to be seeing results. Your trades are going to be buying more margin calls. This is for MACD automation. So, but today now, we want to focus on those people that are not using MACD automation, or people who does not want to be using MACD automation, who wants to learn how the signals are being thrown on the signal group. And how we do it, that you still have it buy more margin call, and you still have it sell within time also, and you still have it gives you 3% profit. Now, for these things to be achieved, there are rules you need to follow carefully. Now, we said that for MACD automation, once you see a situation like this on a coin, set the coin. You can set 3 different coins like this. Now, out of the 3 different coins, chances that 1 or 2 might peak, the other one might not peak. But for the technical analysis, we are not doing this because we are actually analyzing it and we are seeing it real, what we are doing. So it is clearly, what we are going to be doing is clearly different from what you have been doing in MACD automation. So pay attention. Now, the same rules. Using the MACD, how do we use the MACD in MACD tools? We want to see also that our MACD line and the signal line is below the 0% line. Take note of that. There is nothing different. That is as simple as this. Now, when the MACD line and the signal line is at below 0.0, the zero line rather is below the 0 line, that is when you want to pull your trigger. Now, how do we do this also? We are going to, like we say, we need a combination of 2 or more indicators. So the MACD helps us to know when to actually enter a trade. So we want to see our MACD line and the golden and the signal line below the 0 line. That is what I've said. So we are going to backtest so you guys can see what we are doing. So we make use of 2 time frames. Please take note of that. The time frames we are using is the 15-minute time frame and the 1-day time frame. The same rules. Now, on the 15 minutes time frame, that is going to be our entering time frame. This is where we want to enter the coin. The 1-day time frame is our confirmation time frame. So on the 1-day time frame, there's something we are looking for. There's something we are looking for. And what is that thing? For those who are here, we want to look for a bullish candle on the 1-day time frame. A bullish candle on the 1-day time frame. So I'm going to backtest. Please, for those who do not know how to backtest, for paid people who have paid trading view, you will see it on your phone. It's called bar replay. Here it is replay. So you click on this replay. Once you click on the replay, it brings something like this, select bar. It brings something like this, select bar. Yeah, this is, and each time you click here, it brings an arrow. It brings something like this. It brings something like this that can make you to cut wherever you want to cut, like in this case now. So you can also, once cutting it, you want to cut any other part again, you can click on it again. It brings it up again. You cut whichever part you want to cut. It's as easy as this. Then this is play. If you want to just, maybe you have analyzed the coin and you want to see how the previous candles move, you just click on play. It plays by itself. This is if you want to play it by yourself, forward it by your hand, with your hand, just forwarding it like this with your hand. You want to use this. Then 0.5x is you want to increase the speed. You can either increase it to 0.3, 0.5x and the rest. Then this tells you the time frame you are working on. Right now we are on the 15-minute time frame. Here now you can decide to pause or play. When it hits your take profit, you can decide to pause or play. So that is how to use the bar replay on this trading view. So now we are going to backtest. Why are we backtesting? Because we are not in the entering time frame that we usually trade. So we don't send signal just anyhow. We ensure we send high profile signals, and for we to send high profile signal, we do it within time frames. We have 2 entering points, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the morning, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. in the evening. So once you don't see a setup within this time frame, you don't need to force it. Let it go. Tomorrow is another day. There's a lot of money on the blockchain. But for you to see a setup, you need to pick 2 or more coin, 2 or 3 coin to monitor them. Just in case one you not see setup, the other one you might see a setup. So however, there must always be signal every day. That is how it is. There must always be signal every day because we are not just relying on one coin. We are looking at different coins to see that setup. So take note, this is our trading period. So between 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. is known as the London combat area or entry one. We call it entry one. Take note of that. 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. we call it the New York combat area, which is known as entry two, which I'm going to be talking about now. So we are looking at a coin Avas, and we are looking at what Avas did from our previous signal that we sent. Which day was that? I think. Okay. So now I'm here. So first thing you want to do, we need the combination of 2 indicators, the MACD indicator, and we also need that of the auto Fibonacci. Now, what the MACD helps you to do is to know when to enter a trade. And we said that when you want to enter a trade is when you see the MACD, when you see the MACD line and the zero and the signal line below the zero line. Take note of that when I'm analyzing. As soon as you see the MACD line, which is the blue line, and the signal line, which is the gold line, below the zero line, it is a good one. But now, because we trade within the entering time frames, and we need the combination of 2 indicators, so we need the help of the auto Fibonacci to help us to know if we can actually pull a trigger. So now, let's look at it. For the auto Fibonacci, how do we make use of auto Fibonacci? We said that auto Fibonacci helps us to know when a trend in a particular time frame is an uptrend or a downtrend. But before you go to the 15 minutes to use these 2 indicators, you have to confirm on the 1 day. On the 1 day, what are you looking at on the 1 day? What are you looking at on the 1 day? Please, let me. What are you looking at on the 1 day? On the 1 day, you want to see that the current candle on the 1 day is a bullish candle, like in this case. Please take note of this. The first thing you will do is to ensure that on the 1 day, the current candle is a bullish candle. This is the current candle. You want to ensure that the current candle is a bullish candle. There's nothing you are checking here. It's just the candle you are looking at. You want to ensure that this current candle is a bullish candle on the 1 day. That is what you want to look at for. Then once you have looked at for this, the next thing you want to do is you come to your 15 minutes. Come to your 15 minutes. Now, because I am backtesting, I want to spot out the current candle. Let me use. Sorry, I'm looking for. Let me increase the. Sorry, I'm looking for something so I can put in. Okay, I've seen it. So on the one day, let me use the 9. This is the candle on the one day. Please, it's a bullish candle, and this is what you are looking at for on the one day. There's nothing else you are looking at on the one day. So you come to the 15 minutes. Let's look at this. Let's look for this candle on the 15 minutes. So you go back to the 15 minutes. If I go back, look at the current candle on that 15 minutes. So this was the one day candle. This is how it is on the 15 minutes. So when you come to the 15 minutes, every 15 minutes, what does it mean? Each of these candle forms every 15 minutes until the next 24 hours. So this candle that you are seeing on the one day is the current candle that started forming on that day, on that particular day. This is the time, Tuesday, 13th May 2025. This was the current candle that started forming, and the crypto market opens up every 1 a.m. in the morning. So it means on Tuesday by 1 a.m., this was the candle that started forming. So because you were sleeping, you were not awake by that time. So let's see 7:15 or 7:45 in the morning. Let's see how far this current candle went. Let's see how far this current candle went on the 15 minutes. So, being the fact that you were sleeping, look at it. That same Tuesday, 1 a.m. in the morning, you were sleeping. And look at the movement every 15 minutes. And you woke up in the morning by 7:45. Let's say you woke up by 7:45. 7:45, let's trace 7:45. Okay, this is 7:45. So this was when you woke up. Now you woke up 7:45, and as at that 7:45 you woke up, you know that your first entry is between 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. So you came up to map out your first entry, 8 a.m. This is 8 a.m. Look at the time here, 8 a.m. Then you map out 11 a.m. to 11 a.m. to 11. Your next entry you are looking out for is 1 p.m. I'm taking it slow because I want everybody to understand. So 4 p.m. So these are the two entries you are looking out for. These are the two entries you are looking out for. So the first entry, you want to see a setup. For the first entry, you want to see a setup. So now you woke up 7:45 in the morning and you set up your charts like this. So let's play, let's see what is going to happen. Now, we said that in the compact area, the first entry, what do you want to see? You want to see that your MACD line and your signal line is below the 0%, is below the zero line, which is this green line here. So currently, you are seeing it that your MACD line and your signal line are already below, even before the entry one. Now, but this situation here you are seeing, you want to experience it here. This is where you want to see it also, to have a go ahead. So let's see if we are going to see that happen. So on the first entry, you see as at 11 a.m., you didn't see such. Now, what are we looking at for? We are first of all looking at on the 15 minutes, we want to see our MACD line and our signal line below the zero line. So the first entry, we didn't see such. Let's continue. So you see, to the last entry, we didn't see such. So what it tells us is that there was no setup here. There was no setup form here at all. There was no setup form here at all. So you don't need to force it if you don't see the setup you are looking for. Between these two entries, you don't see that the MACD line and the signal line is below the zero line. You don't need to force it. That is first thing you are looking at for. So let's quickly look at another coin. So let's look at, you guys can send me a coin to look at, so let's back test. USDT SCRT USDT. So let's look at this coin also. So first thing I want to do, I want to backtest this coin. I want to backtest it. Sorry. So we are going to backtest this by looking at, we'll take it back to on the 12th, 1 day. Sorry, let me look at the 1 day on the 12th. Okay. So now, because we are backtesting, on the 1 day, the first thing you want to do is you want to see if it's a bullish candle or a bearish candle. On the 1 day, this is a bullish candle. All you need to do, because this candle is a candle that just started that very day by 1 a.m. So you click on it, you mark it here. Then you go back to the 15 minutes to see if you can see an entry. Now, once you go back to the 15 minutes, let's look at that very 1 day candle. You look at it, Monday 12, 1 a.m. So on Monday, as at 12 o'clock, 1 a.m. was when this candle started forming. So since you are on the 15-minute chart, each candle, you were sleeping and you woke up around 7:45. 7:45. Let's 7:45 is here when you woke up. Then so I'm cutting it from here. You woke up and immediately you have to arrange your entry 1, which is 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. That is your first entry. Your second entry is 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Okay, so you have arranged these two entries. This is what you are looking at for now. Now, you want your MACD, first thing you are looking at, you want your MACD to be below the zero line, inside the combat areas. That is what you want. Then now, looking at your auto Fibonacci, we said that auto Fibonacci, from the normal rules you know, and for those who are here, there's what we call uptrend and downtrend. For you to know if this is an uptrend, the auto Fibonacci helps you to know when a trade is an uptrend or is a downtrend. So right now, anytime you see 100% at the bottom, take note of this. Let me expand it. Anytime you see 100% at the bottom, using the auto Fibonacci, this 100% at the bottom and 0% at the top, this is an uptrend. It means that that particular market or that particular time frame is an uptrend. Now, for an uptrend, where do you want to see the current candle? You want to see the current candle inside the entering time frame. You want to see it on the 50% line for an uptrend, or anywhere below the 50% line. That is where you want to see it. For a downtrend, we are going to talk about downtrend. So for this is an uptrend. So we are looking at inside this entry, we are looking at the current candle to be on the 50% line. Now, if the current candle is on the 50% line, we also want that the MACD line and the signal line is below the zero line. That way, we can now say there's a setup. The both of them are speaking the same language. So when we confirm that there is a setup inside the first entry, is when the current candle inside the first entry is on the 50% line, and also the MACD line and signal line is below the 0% line. At that point, we can pull a trigger. So that is what we are looking out for. Please take note. Now, let's play with the MACD. Let's see. On the entry one, let's see what is going to happen now. Yes, we are now in 8 a.m. in the morning. So we are looking out to see a setup between 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Now, you will notice, okay, let's continue. Let's continue. You see, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., still there was no setup. There was no setup because the MACD line and the signal line fails to come below the zero line. I don't know if you are seeing my screen. Let me take it up a little. I think it's better this way. The MACD line fails to come below the zero line, this zero line. So let's see what happens. Between 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is the resting time. So let's see what happens. So you see what is happening now. The MACD line is now below the zero line. So now, at this point, you are seeing that the MACD line and the signal line is now on below the zero line. This is what I am looking out for. This is what you should be looking out for when wanting to analyze this. This is what you should be looking out for. Take note of that. So now that it is this way, you now look at your auto Fibonacci, because you cannot use only this to pick a trade. You cannot conclude with this alone to enter this trade. You now have to also confirm from your auto Fibonacci. Now, for you to get an entry. What is your auto Fibonacci saying? We said that if you have 0% at the top or 100% at the bottom like this, and 0% at the top like this, you want to see the current candle. This is the current candle here. You want to see it below the 0% line. Sorry, you want to see it below the 50% line. This is the 50% line here, or anywhere below the 50% line. So right now, the current candle is close to the 100% line, as in this case. So now there is a setup. You can now say there is a setup here. Now, mind you, for MACD automation, you are waiting. The robot is only going to trigger when it does a golden cross. Now, as soon as it does a golden cross, the robot will pick for MACD automation. And in most cases, once it picks, it doesn't come down again. It goes up to sell. And in some cases, you keep seeing 0.2 cents, 0.3 cents, or 0.9 cents. But there are some cases also, if it does that golden cross, it might still come down and retrace small again before it goes up. So that time it retraces back again before it goes up. It might end up buying more margin calls, and when it sells, it gives you more profit. But because of our own templates that we are using, we want to make sure that the entering, when we enter, is as soon as the MACD crosses this zero line down. As soon as it crosses this zero line down, make sure you want to enter at this point. But as soon as it crosses this zero line down, ensure that it is speaking the same language with your auto Fibonacci. Like in this case, this is an uptrend. So my current candle, I want to see it on the 50% line or below the 50% line. So at this point, I am going to pull a trigger. How do I pull a trigger? Because both the auto Fibonacci and the MACD is speaking the same language. But you see, I'm not waiting for a golden cross. Why? Because I want it to buy more margin call because of the template we are using, our original template, not the template designed for MACD automation. If you are using our original template, you always want it always want to enter at the point where the MACD line and the signal line crosses below the zero line. Then I will say this, I believe you guys understand what I'm saying so far. At this point, I would want to pull my trigger. This point becomes my entering point. So I am going to take 3%. 3%. How do I take 3%? Using my price range. For those who do not know price range, this is the price range that measures the take profit you want. So I'll take my price range from this entering point now, where I'm entering, the entering price, which is at 0.23. That is for those who are not seeing it. This is my entering price. This is when I entered. So I want to take 3%. Don't take more than 3%. If you are using MACD automation, this is 3%. So let's assume this is 3%. So you are seeing it, you enter here, and you want to come out here. So this becomes our exit point. 3% becomes our exit point. So if I'm entering at this point, let's see what happens then. Let's play. What was the time? What was the time I entered this point? Let's check out the time. This was 15 minutes after Let me use another color. So this was when I entered the trade. This was the time when I entered this trade. Monday, that same Monday, 15 minutes after 3. So a few minutes to exit the combat area. That was when I entered the trade. And let's see what happens, please. Hey, sorry. So let's see what happens, please. What is happening here? Okay, let's see what happens. Let me play. So we have entered at this price. We want to come out when it is 3%. So I'm playing now. Are you seeing it? It didn't just because of the entry was so perfect. Look at when you came out almost immediately. So let me still do something. If I enter here, let's say I took an entry here. As soon as the MACD line is below the 0 line, and I took an entry around this point. This is my entry. I took an entry around this point. So I'm entering around this point, which is the entering price is 0.2. Okay, 0.2447. Let's say this is when I enter the trade. Let's see, and I took my 3% take profit. %3% take profit. So let's see what's going to happen. So this drop in the price allows us to buy margin calls. This allows you to buy margin calls at this point. So if you are using like 520, it has already bought like the first to second margin call. First, second margin call. Then if you play it like this now, immediately you see where you came out. See where you came out of the trade. You came out at this point. So you entered at this point. You entered at this point, which was 3 o'clock, and you came out at this point. So, but before you came out, the idea is for your robot to buy you more margin calls. That's why you are entering as soon as the MACD line and the signal line crosses below the 0 line. The idea is you want your robot to buy you more margin calls so that you will have more money inside your position amount, and when it goes up to sell, it will give you good profit, 3%. So you came out 6 o'clock that same day. So with this method, the highest I've seen so far is 3 days max that your coin is going to stay, 3 days max. But within 24 hours, 80% of the signal delivers within 24 hours. Let's say the remaining 20 takes like 3 days using this strategy. So the MACD is a very powerful tool. So I hope this is clear. So it's still the same thing as what we do as regards to the auto Fibonacci. If it's an uptrend or a downtrend, for an uptrend, you want to see the current candle on the 50% line, like I just did now. So let's do another one again before we end this section, please. let's do let's check flux USDT. Flux USDT. So the first thing we want to do here, we want to backtest. And then the first thing you want to do here is we are backtesting because we cannot trade live trade now because we are not in that entry. We need to wait for 1 p.m. before we can trade a live trade, but we don't have that time to wait. So what you are going to do is to backtest. Before you backtest, the first thing you want to do is come on the 1 day. Once you come on the 1 day, let's say we want to backtest what has happened previous. Backtesting is simply what has happened previously. You want to check how the market performed previous days. So we are going back to previous days, like let's check on the 11th of this month, what happened on the 11th. This was 12, this was on the 11th. Okay, so let's check 11th. So what I said on the 1 day, what you are looking at on the 1 day, you just want to see if it is a bullish candle. So once it is a bullish candle is green for those who are using normal this thing, while bearish candle is red. Take note of that. So once it's a bullish candle, all you need to do is you place this your horizontal line here, so that when you go to the 15 minutes, remember we trade between 15 minutes and the 1 day time frame. You go to the 15 minutes and you look at the 15 minutes. So let's see that 1 day candle on the 15 minutes. Look at it. Sunday 11th May 2025. That was 1 a.m. By this time, you were sleeping. Let's assume you woke up 7:45 a.m. in the morning. And before you prepare for church, you just want to pick a trade. Then this was 7:45 in the morning. So I'll cut it here. Then I'm going to position my first entry 8 a.m. This is my first entry 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. to 11 a.m. My first entry. This is my second entry. My second entry is for 1 p.m. to 1 p.m. to 1:30 and to 4 p.m. Okay, so I have mapped out entry 1 and entry 2. So now at this point, I want to make use of both the auto Fibonacci and how do I remove this now? Both the auto Fibonacci and I want to make use of both the auto Fibonacci and also the MACD. Now on the entry 1, which is 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., I want to see my MACD and my signal line below the 0 line. At the center, I'm looking at the auto Fibonacci. Is it an uptrend or a downtrend? Uptrend or a downtrend? So right now, we are seeing 100% at the bottom, which is this 100% at the bottom. Take note, for an uptrend, 100% is at the bottom and 0% is at the top. So this is an uptrend. And we said that inside this entry, since we have identified that it is an uptrend, wow, why is this my marks not going on? So since we have identified that it is an uptrend, where do we want to see the current candle inside the entry? For an uptrend, we want to see on the 50% line or anywhere below the 50% line. And we also want to see our MACD line and signal line below the zero line. At that point, we can say we have seen a setup. So let's check and see if we can see this. Okay, let's check and see if we can see this. So now I'm playing. Look at your MACD carefully, please. So we just entered the entry one zone, which is the London combat area. Now look at your MACD. So before the first entry elapsed, we did not see the MACD line and the signal line cross the zero line. And also, we did not see the auto Fibonacci for uptrend obeying the condition. So we now notice that if you look at the auto Fibonacci, it has changed trends. Now, what are we now seeing? We are now seeing 0% at the bottom. Take note of this. It has changed trend. You are now seeing 0% at the bottom, 100% at the top. So whenever you see 0% at the bottom, 100% at the top, this is a downtrend. Now, for a downtrend, where do you want to see the current candle? You want to see the current candle on the 0% line, this 0% line, or anywhere below the 0% line for a downtrend. Remember, for an uptrend, you want to see the current candle on the 50% line or anywhere below the 50% line. But for a downtrend, you want to see the current candle on the zero line or anywhere below the 0% line. Take note of that. So right now, the trend has changed from uptrend. Initially, from this point, we were seeing uptrend. When it got to this point, it changes back to a downtrend. So you have to take note. So if initially you were having in your mind to see the current candle on the 50% line because you saw it as an uptrend, at this point, change because the trend has changed to a downtrend. Now you are looking forward for a candle that will be on the 0% line because this is now on a downtrend. So let's continue, please. We are on our resting period right now between 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. is the resting period. People are going for a break. So this is still a downtrend. So now we are now on the 1 hour, we are now on the 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. time zone, which is our second entry. So what are we looking out for? We are looking out to see that our what they call it, our MACD line and signal line crosses the zero line downwards. Now, you notice that the trend has also changed again. You notice the trend has also changed from a downtrend to an uptrend. Now, for a downtrend to an uptrend, you are seeing that the current candle is at the 0% line. No, sorry, the current candle is you are seeing that for an uptrend, 100% is at the bottom, 0% is at the top. I want to see the current candle on the 50% line, this 50% line, or anywhere below. So this is the current candle. It's currently way below. But yet, we are yet to see the MACD line and the signal line cross the zero line. You have to see that thing before you can conclude that it's a setup. You have to be patient to see it. You see, the MACD line have crossed again. You see, it's coming down further. Are you seeing? Now, at this point, you see that the MACD line have crossed. The MACD line have crossed down to the zero line. So you might want to pull a trigger at this point. I also had to wait for the signal line to cross the zero line. So I didn't enter here because I noticed that the signal line have not also crossed the zero line. But if you look at it right now, the signal line have crossed the zero line. That is why it's showing minus 0.001. So I can decide to take entry at this point now. This is the current price. I can decide to enter at this point and take my 3% take profit. My 3% take profit. This is 3% take profit here. So this becomes my exit point. This becomes my entering point. So this was where I entered the trade. So let's see at what time did I enter this trade. Look at, I entered at exactly 3 p.m. in the afternoon. That same Sunday, that was when I entered the trade. So let's see what happened. So I'm playing it. So it's buying more at this point. This is what I'm saying. It's buying more margin calls for you. It's buying more margin calls for you, thereby making, if I had entered when it was doing a golden cross, you will see what will happen. It might not come down again to buy margin calls. It might not come down to buy margin calls. So let's see what's going to. So we are out of the entering point now. We are now somewhere after 4. Let me just play. So it's moving. Let's see when we came out of this trade. So now you are on a floating profit at this point. After buying more margin calls down, you are now on a floating profit. Let me increase the speed. So it came down again, to buy more margin calls, came down again. Boom. You see when you came out. So as at this point was when you came out of this trade. At the point it touched, everybody came out from this trade at this point. So let's look at the time they all came out from this point. So you came out on Monday, the following day in the morning by 8 a.m., which is not up to 24 hours. You came out of this trade between 3 p.m. Sunday and Monday morning 8 a.m. was when you came out, which was not up to 24 hours. So that is how we send those signals that delivers for you. So I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. Please, if you are a newbie here, we are not expecting you to catch up with everything at once. It's a gradual process. For those already old members, if this is clear, please, I need your response on the chat. If there's anything that is not clear that you want me to explain, I need it on the chat before I move to the next thing on our agenda today, which is to show people how to pick signal from the signal group. I need to show people how to pick signal from the signal group. If this is clear, I need the word clear on the chat. If there's any question, if this is clear, I need the word clear on the chat. I'm not getting response. If this is clear, I need the word clear on the chat. There's nothing like clear small. Queen Adenike, ask your question. That is why you are here. What are you not clear with? Which aspect are you not clear? This is to avoid you. That is why we are here. Ask your questions. Other people will learn from your questions. Never be shy to ask questions. Most of you here will say you are clear, you are clear. When you go, you do something different. We want all of you to learn this thing. We want all of you to know this thing so that you don't get to depend on signals. If everybody can pick coin at the same time, okay, you said because of your network, you can have time to go through the recorded version, and once you go through it, anywhere that is not clear, get back to me on that, please. So everybody understood what I just explained. Okay, so let's see how. Okay, for paid trading view, we are going to create a group. If you are interested in that paid trading view, just signify by, we are going to create a group for that, where people who are interested in the trading view, because to get your trading view subscription for a month is quite expensive. I think it's about $30 every month. But there's a way we can do it. We can merge 3 to 4 persons together, and they can buy trading view for 1 year, and they have the 4 of them can be using 4 different templates on one trading view without interference. So you go and watch King Vivo, go and watch the recorded version. And if you are not clear, write down your questions and come back in our next technical analysis class. And try as much as possible to also attend this Zoom section early. You said you came late. You just came in. It's nobody's fault. Sorry about that. So for those who are interested in trading view, please, you reach out to Coach Mo, or we are going to create a group so that we can see how we can make you guys and everybody can have trading view and also practice this thing that we are doing. It is when you practice, you gain mastery of it. The goal is to make everybody to be independent of signals. You can do it. I don't have 2 heads. It's just the same way. The same way I learned it is the same way you can learn it too. I was once like you guys, but I picked interest, and that is why I can do it. If you pick interest too, you can do it. So if you are interested in trading view, also let me know. We are going to create a group and add you on that group. Then we can see how we can come up with merging people together depending on the turnout. Having said that, let's move to the next thing for the day, since you guys are clear with this. Now, a lot of people, when signals are thrown on the group, people don't know how to use the signals on the group. So let's see how we can do that, especially for newbies. So I'm going to also share my screen. Are you seeing my WhatsApp? Are you guys seeing my WhatsApp? Okay. Let me look for the signal channel. This is how the signal looks like from our signal channel. If you have not subscribed to the signal channel, subscribe and follow, please, so that you can be getting our signals if you are new on this call. Now, this is how the signal comes. You can see different signals that we have sent. There's only one that is yet to deliver. I think it should have delivered by now, but I'll check it out. So now this is how our signal comes, and I'm also going to be sharing my screen to also explain this for you people also. Now, how do I do this now? Can you see my screen? Can you guys see my phone? Okay, it's here. Okay, when a signal is sent, on the signal channel, how do you make use of the signal? This is how to make use of the signal. For instance, as a newbie, a signal was sent. Let's say this signal TRS is the name of the coin. TRS is the name of the coin, and they give you a preset price. TRS is the name of the coin. TRS USDT is the name of the coin, and they give you a preset price. This preset price simply means the price they want you to buy it. The price they want you to buy it. So there's what you call current price. Current price is the current price of the market as at that time. And there's what you call preset price. Please take note of that. It's two different things. Preset price is the price they want you to buy. Current price is the price of that particular goods or that particular coin at that time. So when a signal is given to you, they expect you, they don't give you the signal on that current price. They don't want you to buy at that particular current price. Why they are putting preset price is the fact that they know that when they send this signal and put it on the current price, not everybody is going to see the signal at a spot. Some persons might be busy and might come back later to see the signal. So because the crypto market moves up and retraces back, so we set a preset price in the way that even if it moves up, it can come back so that people that did not see it at that particular time can still have opportunity to enter the trade also. So once a signal is sent with a preset price, your target is to enter at this preset price. If you are not entering at this preset price, your next target is to enter below this preset price. So if a preset price is given to you as 0.2731 and you miss this preset price and you are seeing it at 0.2728, this is a perfect entry for you. It's better than this preset price, meaning you are buying more cheaper. Take note of that, meaning you are buying more cheaper. We trade on the spot market, we buy low and sell high. So you always want to buy at the preset price or anything below the preset price. So if you are not there when the signal is sent and you came to look at the signal, then you look at the current price and you find out that the current price is this. So what it means is that your preset price is now higher than the current price, meaning that your current price is way lower than your preset price. So anytime your current price is lower than the preset price given to you, is a good entry. You activate, you trigger your bot immediately. But when you come and look at it and your current price is saying is 0.29880, looking at it, you see that the current price is way higher than the preset price. At this point, you don't need to trigger, you don't need to activate immediately. You don't need to activate immediately. All you need to do is, there is a place you can set, if you cannot wait and monitor to see when this price will drop to this price. All you can do is, that is why we say you need to learn how to use this robot. All you can do is, maybe because of the nature of your work, you cannot be monitoring this price to come down to this. There is a place you just go and program these settings that robot, please, as soon as the price drop to this price, pick it and pick a particular amount of money from it. So this is what most people don't know how to do. So take note, anytime you see the current price lower than your preset price, is a good one to enter. You pull your trigger immediately. But when you see your current price higher than your preset price, please don't pull the trigger. Wait for it to come down to your preset price and you pull the trigger. If you cannot wait, set it up. There's a place you set it, which I'm going to show you how to do that. So take note of that, please. So let's look at this coin now. Let's assume that TRX USDT. Let me go and look at it. So what is TRS USDT saying? So the first thing you do when a signal comes, the signal says it is what? TRC USDT. So you want to search for the name of the coin. So once I come to Ohm, this is my Ohm. This is what Ohm looks like. Please take note of that. Then when you come to Ohm, you click on Ohm. This is Ohm, please, for those who do not know. Sorry. You click on Ohm. This is your Ohm button. You click on Ohm here. Once you click on Ohm, you come to search button. For people whose accounts are new, please take note. You might come here to search for the coin, and you might not find that coin. So all you need to do to have that list of coin here is to click on this manage plots. Once you click on the manage plots, it will bring out this. It will bring out this. So because you are trading on the spot market, you want to go for the one with spot. So you click on spot, this spot. Once you click on the spot, you will find out that most of the coins here are not ticked. Like in my own case, they are ticked. I've had virtually all coins. I don't think there's a new coin. So once you do that, you will see that there is, once you click on spot, you will see that at the bottom left, there's all. So you want to tick on this all. Then you come to add, you tick on add. Those coins will be added. Like in my case now, see there are new coins that I have not added. So once I click on all, I click on add. Those list of new coins have been added to my coins. So what I need to do now is from here, I'll just go back, press this angle, I will go back like this. So once I go back, it brings me back to home. Then I can go and search for the coin. So this happens to people who just come on board, who just came on board rather. So once you cannot find a coin, come to manage plus, add it, click on spot and add it there. Take note of that, please. So now, on the home, I need to search for the coin TRC. So I'll click on search TRC. Now take note, if you put it on favorites, the coin is not going to pop up because you might not have traded that coin. The coins that you are seeing on favorite are the coins you've traded before. So be conscious of always putting it in all, on all. So once you put it on all and you search for your TRC20 up here, TROX, sorry, it pops up like this. Once it pops up, all you need to do is click on this coin. Click on this coin. Tap on the coin, rather. You tap on the coin. It brings you to this point. It brings you to this point. Then on this point, what you want to do now is to engage your robot on this coin, to trade this coin for you. So the first step you want to do, step one, we search for the name of the coin. It came up, we tapped on the coin, brought us to this point. Step 3, you create, click on create. Once you click on create, it brings up martingale strategy board. You want to see it on this. Then the next thing again, you click on create again. If you want to see this, then you click on this create again. So once you click on create, it takes you to this point. Now, on this point, remember there's a settings you downloaded, and there's a settings you uploaded on your Royal Queue from the Excel sheet template. That is the configuration that your robot will be using to buy and sell for you. So at this point, what you want to do, you want to compute that settings into this coin. You want to tell the robot, use that settings to trade this coin for me. So to do that, you have to come to trade settings. Trade settings. Now, once you come to trade settings, you click on trade settings. It brings you to two options up here. It will be on some phones, maybe iPhone, or I don't know, or Android. On some phone, it will be on smart crate. You have to move it from smart crate to manually crate. Why are you putting on manually crate? Because you are giving the robot your own instruction manually. So always leave it at manually crate. So as soon as you get to this manually crate listing, there are 4 things you need to pay attention here. 4 things you need to pay attention here. First is the number 1 thing is choose a strategy settings. That is the number 1 thing you want to pay attention to. The number 2 things you want to pay attention is this strategy mode. The number 3 thing is your first buying amount depending on the magic you are using. Your first buying amount depending on the magic you are using. The number 4 thing, you ensure you off your AI magic calls. And the number 5 thing is the take profit that is being given to you from the signal. You want to adjust it here. So let's do something now. Since I am now on this place, the first thing I will do is I want to put my settings, my template. I want to put my settings. So how do I put my settings? I'll click on choose a strategy settings. So once I click on choose a strategy settings, these are the different settings I have computed for both for futures, spot, and the rest. But I'm concentrating on the spot. So let's say I'm using 320 to trade, 320 to trade, which is magic 1. So I'll just come here and tap on any part here. Any part you click on here, the settings will enter inside that coin. It's going to enter inside the coin. So once I click on 320, I have my settings inside the coin. So you are seeing that the 320 have entered inside the coin. Now, for strategy mode, your strategy mode, why my own is showing me sub-beam mode returns, I've traded this coin before. So usually, once you have traded a coin before, Rqtmi has a memory of that settings you gave it. So you are definitely going to see that settings, the previous settings you gave it. So like, that is why you are seeing it here. But your own case, your strategy mode will be showing you this. Your strategy mode will be showing you this. Once you click on that strategy mode, it will bring up these 3 things. 1, old warehouse mode, sub-beam mode settlement, sub-beam mode, and sub-beam mode real-time settlement. Always leave it at sub-beam mode real-time settlement, please. Always leave it at sub-beam real-time settlement. Take note of that. So in my own case, it is already on sub-beam mode real-time settlement. So once I click on it, it will appear here that I've put it on sub-beam real-time settlement. Now, your first buying amount, if you are using Magic 1, 320, your first buying amount is 20. If you are using Magic 5, 520, your first buying amount is 20. But if you are using Magic 3, which is minimum of $100, your first buying amount is always 15. So in this case, I'm using 320 Magic 1, meaning my first buying amount is 20. So I'm going to edit this to 20. So I've edited it to 20. Then enable open position, you disable. AI margin call, always ensure it is disabled. Then from the signal, your old position take profit was given to you. Now you go to the signal. Let's go back to the signal. Let's see. Old position take profit is 3%. 3%. Then we'll go back to the 3% now. 3%. The whole position take profit is 3%. So I'm going to adjust my own. My own is saying 5%. I will change it from 5% to 3%. 3%. Then say all position. Okay, that is all. That is all. Once you do all these things, the next thing you need to do is come and save it. Click on save down here. Save. You click on save. Then you click on confirm. You click on confirm. Now, once you have confirmed it, the next thing is to activate. But before you activate, you need to compare your current price, this current price that you are seeing, with the preset price that was given to you on the signal. Preset price is 0.2730. 0.2730. Let's see our current price, please. 0.2724. So which one is lower? Which one is lower, please? Which one is lower? You find out that your current price is way lower than your preset price. So in this case that you are seeing your current price way lower than your preset price, all you need to do is to pull the trigger. That is all you need to do, is to pull the trigger. You just click. How do you pull the trigger? Because you are even buying way lower than what they told you to buy from the signal. So which is an added advantage for you to come out of the trade faster. So in this case, you click on activate. You click on activate. Once you click on activate, the next thing you click on confirm. As soon as you click on confirm, the robot will pick your first $15 or your first $20 and it will start trading for you. That is how to use the signal from the signal group. Now, what if we now found out that, what if the situation is now the opposite side? Let's assume that this current price is 0.279. Let's assume this is the current price. So concentrate on this as the current price, please. Concentrate on that as the current price. And from our preset price is given to be 0.2730. Now, so they told us to buy at 0.2730. And already our preset price is already higher. So at that point, if you go and buy at this price, you are buying way higher and it's going to take you longer time to come out of the market. You don't want that. So all you need to do is either you wait and monitor this trade, this current price, to come down to your preset price. If you don't have that time, all you need to do is go and set the preset price. So how do you set the preset price? You come to this point. Before you activate, that is when you are going to set it. So you come to initial buy-in price. You come to the initial buying price. You come to the initial buying price. You click on the initial buying price. Once you click on it, it will tell you initial buying price, enter the price. So the price you are going to put now is the preset price, which is your 0.2730 they told you to buy. So this is the price you are going to put here, 0.2730 they told you to buy. Once you have put it, you click on confirm. Once you click on confirm, you come to activate. Once you activate, you click on confirm. You click on create. Once you activate, click on create. As soon as you click on create, something happens. You click on create. The robot will not pick it immediately because you have given it a command. And what is the command? You have told the robot, do not trigger until it gets to this preset price. that is when you should buy the first buying amount. So that is how to pick a trade. Please take note of that. That is how to pick a trade. So if you look at our program each that peak at 0.2730, as soon as this current price that is showing 0.2724 gets to 0.2730, the robot is going to trigger it and peak. But this time around, I'm buying higher. I'm even buying higher. So I would have bought at this current price now that I'm seeing it way cheaper, way cheaper. So there's no need for me, since the current price is way cheaper than the preset price, I need to buy at this price immediately. But if the current price is way higher than the preset price and the preset price, then I have to wait for it to come down to the preset price by programming this preset price inside this initial buying price and activate. So as soon as the current price that was very high drops to the preset price, the robot will pick the trade and it will continue from there. Also, then for people who want to do manual replenishment, that do not know how to do manual replenishment, now depending on the only time you can do manual replenishment is if your robot have picked that your first $20. Immediately it picks the first $20. Let's say it picks it at this preset price that I put 0.2730. That is when it picked your first $20. So immediately it picks the $20 in this position amount. In this position amount, you are going to see $20 as soon as it picks the $20. Now, once you see $20 here, at that point, you will come to buy that you want to force in money. If it has not picked this $20, this buy will not respond. If I click on it now, you see it will not respond. No position temporary. That's what's showing me because it has not picked my first buying amount. So the only time you can do manual replenishment is if your robot has picked your first buying amount. Once it has picked your first buying amount, you click on buy. As soon as you click on buy, let me use another point that I'm trading on. So as soon as, like in this case, let's assume it has peaked. As soon as I click on buy, it will show me this. Now, if the robot picked that $20 at 0.2730, for instance, that's when it picks. If you want to do your manual replenishment and you are seeing the current price to be 0.2729, lower than the first time it peaked, all you are going to do is, if the current price is like this, all you are going to click is market price. Clicking market price, you say you are okay with the market price because manual replenishment should be done cheaper than the first time you pick your $20. So if you pick your $20 at this point, you want to do your manual replenishment cheaper than this price. So as soon as you see the price here, you say you are okay with the market price. That is why you click on market price. Then you put the amount you want to use for your manual replenishment and you click on confirm. Immediately, the bot will pick that amount. But if your $20 was at 0.2730 and the current price is saying 0.2740, don't click on market price. Rather, you put your price because you are not okay with this price. This price is way higher than the first time you pick your $20, and that is not how to do manual replenishment. So you have to do it lower than this price you pick your $20. So all you need to do, tap on the market price. Now, you will come and set your own price you want to buy. So at this point, you will now put your own price to be 0.2. Anything lower than this, you can put it 0.2729. Then you put the amount. Then you put the amount you want to put here. Then you click on confirm. Once you click on confirm, the robot will not trigger. Let's say in this case now. In this case now, look at, I've programmed it. You see the programming. the robot will not pick it immediately, because I condition the robot that the only time you should pick this $20 is when it gets to this price. That is when you should pick it. So this is why you need to learn how to use the robot. So you mustn't be there to monitor the price until it drops. You can program it and go about your activities. This is the skill we are telling you that you need to learn how to use the robot to your advantage. I hope this is clear. So this is how to use signal from the signal group. It's as simple as this. Any question? So we can call it a day, please. Then if you want to cancel this order, you just click on cancel. It will cancel. So that is that for how to pick a trade from the signal group. So any question? Someone said I should do manual replenishment again. Okay, so this is manual replenishment, please. The idea of manual replenishment is you always want to buy cheaper than the first time you picked your first buying amount. So I believe you know what is first buying amount. So if you are using like 520 for instance now, and the robot has picked your $20, and it picks your $20 when the price was 0.2730, which was the preset price given to you. Now, and you have calculated what you want to use for manual replenishment. Let's say you want to use 170 for your manual replenishment. $170, you want to use it for your manual replenishment. Now, for you to force this $170, you want to see this price drop. You want to see it drop to 0.2729. Anything shall lower than, it can be one difference or two difference, but let it be that it is lower than this. So once you see it lower than this, you are going to inject this money to add up to this $20. So how do you do it? You just come to, it has picked your $20 first. For instance, it has picked your $20. The next thing you do, you click on buy. Once you click on buy, now, once you click on buy, where you are focusing on is the current price of the coin. So let's assume this was the current price of the coin. Let's assume this was the current price of the coin now. Please take note, this was the current price of the coin. And this was the price at which your preset price at which is peaked. Now, because the current price is now lower than the preset price where it peaks your $20, you are okay with this market price for you to do your manual replenishment. So you come and click on market price. Clicking on market price, you are saying you are okay with this current price to do your manual replenishment because it is lower than the first time you bought your $20. So when you do that, you come here and put the 170 and you click on confirm. Once you put the 170, you click on confirm. Once you confirm it, immediately it's going to pick your 170, add it to your $20. You will be seeing 190 there. But there is a second scenario. What if you now come back? What if you come here, you want to do your manual replenishment after it has peaked at this, your $20 at this price? You are now seeing that your current price you are not seeing that your current price, let's assume this is your current price. This is your current price. This your current price is now 0.2790. Let's say it's 0.27, meaning the current price is way higher than the first time, the initial price you bought your $20. So you cannot do manual replenishment at this point. All you need to do is come and unclick this market price, put your own price you want to do the manual replenishment, and mind you, the price should be way cheaper than the price you bought. So you on your own, you will now come here and program your own price, 0.2729. That's what you program, something lower than this first time that you bought. Then you put your amount. 0.2729. Then you put your amount here, the 170 here. Once you put the 170 here and you confirm, once you confirm, you will find out that it will not, the robot will not trigger the 170. It will not use the 170 immediately. It's going to wait because you gave it an instruction that robot only buys when the current price have dropped lower than when it peaked by $20, my first $20. So that is how to do manual replenishment. I guess this is clear now. I guess this is clear. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ogmen. Thank you. So, well done, sir. I appreciate this lesson. But for those of us who have not activated the 214 pound, but have the Royal Q app, can we access? You cannot do anything. Please, you need to activate for you to actually have access to this. You can only have the idea, theoretical idea, based on what we are showing you. But to practicalize it, you need to be part of the system. Please take note of that. Just go and activate. I hope this is clear. Please, if you have gotten value from this section, I need the word value on the chat before we end. If there's any further question, drop your questions on the chat. Please, if you have gotten value from the section, I need the word value on the chat. If there's more questions, drop your question on the chat. In the absence of no question, we are going to end this section. Thank you, everyone, for making it out time. Thank you for your patience. I'm grateful. We do this every day, Monday to Sunday. We are always here by 11 a.m. There is no excuse. And for those of you who want to learn how to analyze and you need your trading view, kindly reach out to me. We are going to create a link that we are going to send to you to join the group so that we can know how many people needs the paid trading view, so that you can start backtesting and practicing. The essence of backtesting is for you to practice. Once you have built confidence on yourself, you can now go to live trades and pick live trades. And once you have done live trade 1, 2, 3, and everything is responding to you, you are going to build your confidence, and everybody can be trading, making money at different times. You don't need to depend on signals from the signal group, and that is what we want to establish. Take responsibility, please. There are some people who do not want to take responsibility. They want you to be sending signal on the signal group so that when their coin experience floating loss, they will screenshot it and send to you, coach. But if you take signal yourself and you are experiencing floating loss, you are not going to call on anybody because you knew it took you. Most people don't want that responsibility. And please, let me give a warning to the house. If your trade is on a floating loss, it's a temporary something, stop sending me message. Stop screenshotting your this and be sending me. Most of you, when your trade sells, when your trade delivers, you don't even drop your testimony. You don't share your results. But when you are experiencing small floating loss, you just be panicking, and floating loss is part of the game. What goes up comes down. It's part of the game. So you guys should relax and relax. Your coin will sell, even if it takes 24 hours, even if it takes 1 hour, it will definitely sell. More so, we have what makes trade to sell faster. So pick up the interest to learn yourself. Learn yourself. Do these things yourself. In a short while, you will become a leader, and you have people you can mentor also. Please. That is the point. Queen Adenike, thank you for attesting to this. So, goodbye, everyone. Do have a lovely day. Have a peaceful day ahead of you. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Thanks, everyone. Let me end this section.